Recording beginning. Good morning, everybody. We're here today for our fourth round of Divi module demonstrations. If you've been with us for the other Divi module videos, you should be getting pretty good at how Divi modules work. And these are just going to give you a few more tools that you can use to demonstrate information on your website. If you need a refresher on any of them, if you come to the training@librarieswin.org page, and there's a drop down for demonstration pages and Divi module demos, we have our round 1, round 2, round 3, and today we're on round 4. We're going to be looking at the types of modules that Divi gives us to help display numbers, statistics, or other time and basically numerical information on your website. Again, these are pretty straightforward modules. The hardest part about these is going to be you doing the math, because Divi won't do the math for you. You need to come up with your numbers and percentages before you get started. But beyond that, we're pretty basic. The bar counter module is this one that shows information in a bar chart. It is a horizontal bar chart in this case. And then we have our circle counter module, which shows percent of a circle filled in for the amount of information you want to show. The one that's different and not like the others in this section is the Divi countdown timer, which you put in your date, and it will automatically calculate the number of days, hours, minutes, and seconds until your event. And finally, the Divi number counter module, which will display numbers in either raw, straight numbers, or in percents, depending on how you have that set up. So we're going to take a look at each one of these today and how to deploy them on your website. So we'll enable the visual builder here. Loads. The one that is a little bit different, this Divi bar counter module, when we go into the back end and open up the gear icon to edit this one, what you're going to see is that these 4 numbers, these 4 sets of bars that are included here, are all part of one single module, one large module that is full width on our screen. You can do multiple different modules, and again, you can set up your row and break it down to any size you want. But in this case, you will add all of your information into a single module. So you see that I've demonstrated this with the percent of libraries that have websites hosted with LibraryWin in our system. If I wanted to add a new piece, like a new piece of information, I would click on the add new, and then your title goes here. So I could have percent of libraries still waiting to have a website developed with LibrariesWin. And then I need to do the math and come in here with the percent. It will display it as a percent, but it's not going to do the math for you. You'll have to do that on your own. You can add a link in that module, so that if you were going to link it out to new information somewhere, you can, and like many modules, have it link out. And you can do some playing around with some of the background and color information. One thing I do want to draw your attention to, if you notice down here, I find that the default title text is quite small compared, and it's kind of hard to read. So if you do want to make those adjustments, that is under the design. And you can make some changes to your bar as far as your color, your text, but the text you're really looking for is this title text. And if you want that font to be a different type of font, or in this case, we're going to make it bold so it shows up a little bit better. And then the size of the text in this case, I did increase it up to I think 14 point, I think, in this one. But if you can adjust the size of your font, you can adjust the weight of your font and some of the other things under the design tab on this module. There's some other things. We're actually going to talk a little bit today about the box shadow and some of these other ones as we get down into the rest of our modules. And then when you're done with that, as usual, you would hit save, and then you can exit your visual builder, or you can come into your next one. I'll scroll down to the circle module. This is the one where we have 4 different modules lined up here. Again, the bar counter, you would include all of your information into a single module. The circle counter, you will need 1 circle counter for each piece of information. And this one, you edit, you simply put, the title is going to be the caption that comes beneath. Your number is going to be 83. On elements, you could turn that off and you could use this as a raw number chart. 83 out of some, it would be 83 out of 100, but you can decide whether you want to have that displayed as a percent sign or not. Again, you can add a link, and then you can do some other graphic changes with the background. You can adjust your circle color. There's some with the circle opacity, I tend to just leave that as it is. But you see it just makes it darker. It makes the unused portion of your circle darker, the more opaque it gets. Text and title text, again, for this one, I did change it to a bold to make it stand out and increase the text size up to 16 on this one. I'm gonna move to the countdown timer next. This is the one where it does the math for you, because what you're going to do, and for this one I chose time until Wisconsin's next solar eclipse. We do have one coming up this Saturday, but we're only going to get a sliver of the annual eclipse. So I pulled the date of April 2024, which should be a much more exciting eclipse for us. And so April 8th, and it's about 10 in the morning, I believe, or sorry, 2 in the afternoon. So I could actually put in the time that the eclipse will be at its maximum. So I put in April 24th at 2 p.m. And again, you could put a link in here if you have an event going on, or you want to link out to the actual information or actual maybe NASA or NOAA or one of the other websites that has information about the eclipse. I haven't done that yet here, but that is something that you could do. The design on here, I'm actually going to show you a fun example of this. Bloomer has been taking this. I know Hayward and Bloomer have been using the countdown timer quite a bit. So let's take a look at what Megan did over in Bloomer. We have a countdown to their next event. And in this one, she actually even added a video background to this. So if you want to take a look at how the countdown timer here works, we'll enable the visual builder. I can mess with the website for a second, but I'll show you how it works here, and then I can mess with it on the training website. So what we've got our October 18th date and time in here, and then for a background, this is where Divi can be a little confusing. What you see here is this blue background, but as you scroll over the top, you have an option for a background gradient, a background image, a background video, a background pattern, or a mask. And in this case, I should let Megan talk about this. Tell us what you did.
So we had a poster that we were using for a flyer that created in Canva. I just used the same images for the poster to create a smaller image, and then I added in smoke. It's actually 3 different forms of smoke that they had as the videos on Canva. Saved it, downloaded it as an MP4 onto my computer, and then uploaded it into my media library. I set the size, I think it was 600 by 200 pixels.
Okay, so a good note there, 600 by 200 is, it looks like a pretty good working size for that. Cool.
I have to go, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. We'll see you soon, Trevor. So yeah, so that really dresses up your countdown timer. Quite, that's really cool. I will discard and exit so I don't mess up, but I will show you on the example page once it reloads. When you click on the gear icon and you scroll down to the background, in this case, I can grab a background image. Let's see, I don't think I have anything too exciting here, except we'll grab a novelist, why not? And that will bring that up as that. There's a couple of different effects you can do. You can center it. You could do trying to fit it in the middle and stretch to fill, which probably makes it look silly. So that's finding the right size is, we will take that from Megan's work. And then you see that that actually brings that back into the background there. I think we will move, because you could also do a background gradient. But then you have to be careful, because if you already have an image in there, you do need to delete that first, and then it will allow you to have the background gradient. Okay, I'll leave that. Then our last module or our last set of modules is the number counter module. Again, this is a very basic module. You do have a choice in this one. Oops, I just row. You do have a choice in this one of either creating a number or a percent. And you can come in here again. That one's similar to the circle counter. You have the percent sign option. Here, it's not going to limit you to 100% as it does in the circle. You can have a number that goes over 100. And you can do some things with the background and everything. But I want to use this one to show you. Okay, is this one I added a box shadow around it. And let's say I wanted to add, because these are all separate modules, and I don't want to have to click through and do that on each one. So on this one, to do a box shadow, you would click on design and scroll down to box shadow. And there are several different options for presets here. And you can see it change a little bit. But let's say I wanted to go with this one as my box shadow. Now, instead of having to make this change individually to every single module, if I wanted these all to look the same, my trick here is to click on these three dots, and I can copy the module styles. And then when I click onto the next module and click on the three dots, I can paste the module styles, and now I will have a module styles that will match on each. If I can. It's in my module to click on. And I can paste that style to each one of those. So that way, if you do have to do, because again, it was the same with the circle counter, these are each individual modules. If I wanted to have something similar, I could even come up and I could, let's do something with completely different. Let's try that one, even though it doesn't look the greatest, but we can try it. Copy my module style. This really does not work. And then I can paste that module style and have the different modules look the same. So there's your quick trick of the day, that if you do want to do editing on multiple different modules and make them look similar, that's your quick trick to getting that done. So that's basically what I have for this set of Divi modules, these are some simple ways that you can maybe display some of your annual report data or some information about your library that can help with some of your marketing and advocacy. And they're quick and easy and fast to use, and they do some nice visuals where they count themselves up and down towards different things. So I will turn it over if you guys have any questions, anything or any other ideas on how you would use these. Otherwise, that's really what I've got for today. Well, I will stop my recording and then we can talk about other things. Thanks for coming today.